Poor guy's just getting tossed around like a football. In the following two-parter, SWAT, the Rangers' petty bickering starts interfering on the battlefield, made worse by the theft of their new SWAT armor technology. The Rangers are sent to another planet to be trained by Sergeant Silverback to better work together, whose training technique is to shoot them and then unleash hordes of crybots on them. Well, that's tough love for you. Actually, I rather like the Sergeant. During the episode, they keep making snarky remarks and snide comments in front of Kruger, and while Kruger can be tough sometimes, he's not exactly the guy who raises his voice to his officers most of the time. When Jack makes a snide comment, Silverback makes him start doing push-ups right away. He's exactly the kind of hard-ass necessary to whip them into shape.
What just happened here, cadets?
We were preparing to battle that monster.
Preparing? You prepare to go on a date. You prepare dinner. You prepare to go on vacation. You do not prepare to go to battle. You are already prepared. You do not wait for the enemy to come to you. You go to your enemy.
Meanwhile, an installation on Gamma 4 has been attacked and destroyed by Grum's forces, but there is a mysterious element to the message. The last distress call had them yell out, "They're not the..." before communications were terminated. The Rangers are eventually forced back together again after a series of grueling obstacle courses, and they realize how much they need and care about each other. The Rangers return to Earth in their new SWAT gear, which actually makes them resemble A-Squad quite a bit, and looks pretty good for Battleizer-esque enhancements. Though Piggy manages to get the data for the SWAT technology and give it to both Broodwing and Grum. One thing the villains don't get, though, is the new SWAT Megazord, made up of 5 SWAT flyer vehicles. Its finisher move is to turn itself into a giant gun. Truly Power Rangers logic at its finest. In a follow-up episode, we get a bit more character development for Kat, though really it's just to show how needed she is on Earth, and also give her something unique.
There's a time for talk, and a time for action. SPD! Emergency!
Another one?
SPD Cat Ranger!
Yeah, it only lasts for 1 hour, and it's never used again, but that still brings the total Ranger count for this season to 8, the most we've had on a single team, plus the only canon instance, as far as I know, of an orange-colored Ranger on any team. Following that, there's another filler, but its significance is at the very end. While Kruger congratulates the Rangers on how far they've come, Grum speaks in the dark to something that he serves, but also stating that he doesn't need them yet. The real fun, though, is in the next episode, History.
Let us proceed. Do you have them right here?
I procured them on the planet Onyx for a considerable sum.
We cut to Reefside High School in 2005. Ethan and Connor meet up for their high school reunion, which is being held in the afternoon, apparently. Whatever. Ethan has moved on to college, and Connor's working on getting youth soccer groups together.
Hey, do you think Kira's coming? I doubt it. I heard she moved to New York to try and get a recording contract.
Trying being the key word.
Kira! So when can we expect to hear your first big single?
Oh, I'm already all over the radio, singing a cat letter jingle.
Shall we?
We shall.
However, as they walk to the reunion, they're teleported to the future and are confronted by Broodwing, who says they'll help him destroy the planet. Within a split second, they kick the monster back and grab their dino gems. Not sure how the hell they saw them in that short amount of time, and run off. Back at HQ, Kat is detecting a fluctuation in the morphing grid, reading the 3 Ranger energy signals. They suspect it's the A-Squad and go off to try to collect them. The Dino Rangers are cornered by Crybots, managing to fight them off rather well and even use their civilian powers again. Broodwing once again offers them to join him.
Maybe you're suffering from a lack of oxygen for being in that punch bowl too long, but in case you didn't notice, we're the good guys.
SPD arrives and saves the 3, and they both reveal their Rangers. The 3 are brought back to headquarters and are told the premise of their season.
Okay, I'm not complaining, but our command center was a cave.
The Dino Thunder Rangers are eager to go after Broodwing, but both Kruger and the SPD team don't want them doing anything, since they're untrained and they don't want to put them in danger since Broodwing is after them.
The quarry's under attack.
It's a frickin' quarry! It has rocks in it! Is he attacking the rocks? This is a serious problem with all the Disney season team-ups. They always conclude in a friggin' quarry. Now, of course, it's because it's a hell of a lot easier to set up special effects shots in a big, empty quarry than it is to do it in a place with sets and industrial zones where it's easier to get hurt. But it robs the team-up fights of their uniqueness if it's always done in the same damn area. Plus, that same openness is what allows them to do those moronic back explosions during the fight. Anyway, the SPD Rangers head out and fight the monster off until it retreats. Meanwhile, Grum is beginning to suspect Broodwing's treachery, though he's more concerned about what would happen to his own reputation if he wasn't the one who destroyed the Rangers. As such, he launches a full-scale ground assault on Earth, unleashing an army of Crybots, Blueheads, and, whatever the hell the orange things are supposed to be called. The Dino Rangers naturally want to get in on the action, but Kruger once again refuses. The Omega Ranger is sent out to deal with a giant monster, while Kruger goes to help the others, ordering the Dino Rangers to stay behind. Grum himself arrives on the scene with Morgana.
Kruger, you and your precious SPD have stood in my way long enough. It ends now!
Naturally, the Dino Rangers are all screw this crap and head out to help the others, though first Kat has them hand in their Dino Gems so she can better prepare them.
At last, no more Power Rangers.
Think again, bonehead.
Not a good idea.
Get out of here.
You have no idea how much power Grum has. We brought a little power of our own.
Cat's the coolest. She pulled our morphers out of the archives and regenerated them.
Don't get mad at us, Commander. You would have done the same thing.
You have a point. Now let's show Grum what we can do together. Power Rangers, suit up! Power Rangers! You guys ready? Ready!
Dino Thunder, SPD. Hell yeah.
I'll say one thing about history. It's an efficient team-up. It does exactly what it needs to do quickly, get the Rangers together and make the final battle epic. It performs that excellently, since not only do we get the main bad guy in on the fight, but throughout the season we've established how dangerous the more advanced Crybot models are, and how difficult they can be to take down. So seeing two Ranger teams together and kicking ass against something like that is pretty damn cool. Where it suffers is in the character department. We get some lip service to what the three Dino Rangers have been doing since graduating, but we don't check in on Tommy or Trent or anybody else, and it doesn't really advance the Dino Rangers or the SPD team. It's just there because it's cool to have them together. Part of the reason why Reinforcements from the Future ranks so high in my mind is that it balances great action and character bits. It's another problem with the season starting with this one, and I'll talk about it more when we reach Operation Overdrive, but essentially there's a problem of pacing and character. In an episode like Reinforcements, we got scenes of just the characters interacting, having fun, or even being confrontational. But at the same time, there were quiet scenes, very little music, but they slowed down to allow camaraderie and friendships develop between two teams. With this, though, it's just action pieces with some brief bits mostly for exposition. Yeah, it's cool to see the teams together and hear the Dino Thunder theme while they're kicking ass, but it lacks a lot of humanity, preferring just to show off the dumb slow-motion explosions. Though I admit it's awesome to see Grum get blasted by the Dino Rangers as weapons. The Dino Rangers volunteer to stay in the future and help them fight off Grum, but they say the three need to go back due to the history they create.
Besides, Kira, if you don't get back, you'll never start your recording career. My recording career? Of course. You become a huge singing sensation. I grew up listening to your songs.
Yeah, and everyone knows about the Connor McKnight soccer camps. They're all over the country.
For real?
Wow! And Ethan, you have to go back. You developed some software that we still use here at SPD.
You mean I'm a genius?
Sweet.
Your lives as Rangers have made a difference. But you all go on to lead exciting and significant lives after you hang up your helmets.
It's amazing.
I think we're ready to go back, Commander.
Your courage and dedication will live on in Ranger legend. Thank you all.
The Dino Rangers are sent back in time. Not sure how the hell they can send them back in time, but they can't send Sam back to the future, but whatever. And they erase their memories of the encounter. At the end of the next episode, Impact, Grum begins working on upgrades to his fortress ship, saying he's creating the Magnificence. It becomes clear to him that Broodwing is working against him, but while he makes a token effort of fighting him, instead he refocuses his plans in other areas. He even has a secret door that Morgana tries to get into.
Would you like to know what's in there?
Yes.
None of your business!
He does send Morgana to Earth to retrieve jars and jars of something called Hemotech. Kat says it's an experimental life fuel, whatever the hell that means, promising to give her whatever she wants if she succeeds. In the meantime, Kruger's old rival, during a fight, reveals that his wife is still alive. After Morgana retrieves the plasma, Grum grants her wish and restores her to being Mora. However, Mora's curiosity gets the better of her and she enters the forbidden door, horrified by what she sees. As she flees, she drops her doll outside of the room. The next episode, Insomnia, is a clip show, but it has a good framing device for it. The Rangers overhear Kruger talking to Kat about how he hopes the A-Squad is alive, but also that he sometimes wonders whether they'd have beaten Grum by now if he hadn't sent them off. As a result, the Rangers, all suffering from insomnia, meet up and consider how they've developed. Grum discovers what Mora has done and throws her back into the room with the Magnificence. A pullback only reveals a bunch of purple energy. Back with the Insomniac Rangers, they also wonder why Grum hasn't just nuked Earth from orbit, since he's done so before in his other conquests, and speculate that he needs something on Earth, and they begin putting the pieces together. Many of the items he's stolen throughout the season, including diamonds, gold, iridium, radioactive pieces of a meteor that they had destroyed in Impact, and the Hemotech plasma. They realize that Grum must be constructing some type of weapon with all the materials he's stolen, and tell Kruger about how they overheard him.
Apparently, you didn't eavesdrop on my conversation long enough. If you had, you would have heard Kat and I agree that if A-Squad was that good, they would not have fallen into Grum's hands. As you haven't.
They also tell him what they've figured out. However, as the episode ends, the energy pulls away from Mora's eyes.
Yes. Magnificence. I pledge my allegiance. It will be done. And you will rule the galaxy.
However, there are other concerns building as Grum's ship enters a wormhole and leaves their galaxy. The Rangers are ecstatic at first, thinking he's retreated, but Kruger says he knows him too well to think he's left for good. Kat detects the wormhole, and what's worse, it's a temporal anomaly, meaning he's traveled back through time. Where has he gone?
Great. Just about to defeat the dreaded Maxidrum when his evil ship comes by and destroys all that I've done. Can you believe it?
It's just a game, Ethan.
Yeah, you're acting as if it's real. What if it is real? What if this game is really an ancient diary telling me about a real event that happened in a distant galaxy far, far away?
Ethan, your mind is the only thing that is far, far away.
Oh.
So guys, that was my reaction telling Kara's history of Power Rangers SPD Part 2 video. So please be sure to comment down below, subscribe, hit the like button, press the notification bell to be notified about future videos, and I will see you all next time. Bye.